Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. For all of you Old 18 outfitter owners of the ultralight and light powered rods, right here are the Old 18 lineup of ultralight and light powered. In the hollow point right there, that's an ultralight casting rod. We've also got an ultralight casting Arius right there, and then ultralight casting suppressor. These are the main three rods that Old 18 makes in the ultralight and light powered. So what weights are you actually able to throw? I kind of got these cards right here. The ultralight, whether it's casting or spinning, you're going to be able to sling 1/32 of an ounce to 3/16. And for the light powered, you're going to be able to sling the 3/16 up to the 3/8. So it's very important to read the weight rating of your lure on the rod. So you don't, like whenever you're going to cast on the back cast, whenever you're slinging something that's a bit too heavy, there's a lot of load up on these flexible rods. So let's just do this for everybody. Right here, you can take and pause this video right here on this. I'm just trying to show you the different weight ratings. I've got them circled, and that right there is predominantly what we use here in the US market. And I've got the different style lures from Bugs to show you where they fall in on the weight scale. So with that being said, we're gonna take a curltail redfish jig. I would not throw this 1/4 ounce on an ultralight, because if you go back to that scale, you're going to see that the weight rating of this lure is just way too heavy for the ultralight. So therefore you got to jump over to the light powered rod, and it's going to fall right in there. You're going to be able to cast it. Another thing that you need to take into consideration is that when the fur gets wet on these lures, it carries a little bit more weight. That little bit more weight, extra load up on the rod. What does the load up mean? Whenever you put it in slow motion and you're casting, the rod has a nice bend, a nice bow of flex. That load up, if the lure is too heavy, you're gonna snap your rod whenever y'all cast. So the biggest one I think that's gonna affect a lot of y'all out there is the use of jig heads with paddle tails, because that is it's a big lure in my arsenal that I love to sling. We've got a 1/8 ounce and then a 1/4 ounce, two of the most widely used jig heads out there. You got to take into consideration, again, you're not going to want to sling a 1/4 ounce with the ultralight. Why? Because you're already exceeding the weight rating with the jig head itself. Now you got to factor in the weight of the paddle tail, because this thing weighs as well. Just because you're using a 1/4 ounce jig head doesn't mean that the total weight that you're slinging is just 1/4 ounce. This fella has weight itself. You're way over. You're probably going to want to use the light action, and that's really pushing it, because that's probably over the weight rating as well for a light powered rod. And you would be better off slinging something more conventional like a medium light, because that's the very next step in the food chain as far as the power ratings for the rods. And again, you're going to be hard pressed to find something like a light powered casting rod and an ultralight powered casting rod from the big box stores, the big box manufacturers, from the likes of Shimano, all the big name brands. You're not going to find that. This is a niche market. They'll probably tell you the way they told me 4 years ago whenever I was searching for an ultralight casting rod. No, what you're trying to do is fly fishing. And I'm really not. I'm just trying to sight cast redfish without spooking them, casting some of these super light bugs that I got behind me. We've got a hothead right there, and then the other light ones that I like to sling are the flats bug, and then the clickbait minnow, the clickbait shrimp. I love using those, but you got to make sure that you stay within the weight rating, and you're going to be absolutely fine. So again, I hope you're enjoying all three of those series from Old 18 Outfitters, the hollow point, the Arius, and the suppressor. You just got to follow the weight ratings. They are listed on the rod blanks, so if you stick to that, then you're going to be just fine without snapping your rod. Hopefully this helps y'all. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, keep them lines tight.